Welcome back to Max Payne. This is part 2, and last time, if you remember, we got ambushed by some motherfuckers, I think the Finito brothers or whatever, some weird name, and now we're just fighting for our lives so we don't get whacked, as is the lingo of this kind of... What the fuck? I talked over that. I'm so sorry, Max. I don't know what you were supposed to say. We can roll over stuff. That's cool.
I had met Lupino only once. The gangster ran all his rackets through his right-hand man, Vinny Gagniti. Gagniti was a high-strung whiner on the verge of breaking apart, like an overamped Energizer bunny. He had the brains to run the business, but he lacked the balls, always falling short, taking his frustration out on underage addicts and call girls.
The V deal goes down at your hotel. Jack's exact words, quote, "Vinny, you're in charge of this one," unquote. Rico Muerte's coming to see it through. Anything goes wrong and everybody's gonna get dead. Goes double for you. Treat this guy real good. Anything he wants, you give him. Don't screw this up or you're finito, finitos.
A V deal meant added security, locked doors, and lots of nervous thugs with itchy trigger fingers. I'd seen nothing coming in, but that didn't mean it hadn't been there. Rico Muerte was a regular Kaiser Soze, a spook story told to keep the apes in line. 313. The Finitos had scribbled Muerte's room number on the note's margin.
Virgilio, you're right in there? They're not answering. Call the others. Tell them to come quick. Okay, but we can't wait for them. We gotta go in now. Bosses, we're coming in.
It's Payne!
Oh, hey, enemies. Thanks, I kind of figured you'd come based on your sound cues. You know, this is actually the first time I'm experiencing the plot for this game, though, because as I was practicing the game, I, skipped quite heavily through the cutscenes as I wanted to keep most of my impressions relatively fresh, because, yeah, despite the general popularity of this series, free games, but still, I wasn't really all that familiar with the individual...
It was not gonna be easy. The staircase was locked and the elevator had been busted for a decade or more.
With the individual happenings of whatever happens in the game. That happens a lot, because games are so much more than just, like, 2 cutscenes, like any game past, like, the N64 era, And so because of that, ooh, green toilet paper, that's fun, and an interesting-looking magazine. Remember when people used magazines for that kind of stuff? That was fun. Also, this is very funny. Ha ha ha. You see? Wow, I'm mature. Actually, that's not... I don't find that funny at all. Whoa. That looks like an oddly familiar place that you'd put Earthbound music over. That's fun. I do not remember where I'm supposed to go, to be honest, but I do know that there's a lot of interactability. You can tell that this game was, at least in some way, produced by 3D Realms, because there's a lot of that Duke Nukem style. You can go around and click on stuff and things happen. And I think for this section... you just want to break through the window, because this game uses Sonic Unleashed logic, where your character just makes things explode when you touch them. Although you definitely cannot jump down there, because you will die.
Yeah, something's wrong with the bosses. Payne's there and they're not answering. Let's go already. Payne's gonna pay in spades.
Payne's gonna pay in spades. You guys should be fucking writers. There you go. No, wait. Take him out as well. So yeah, I'm really glad that I'm going to be experiencing a lot of this stuff firsthand. No matter how popular a game can be, you don't really know every single little thing about it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if I were to actually sit down and play Grand Theft Auto 5, because I've never done that, I've played it for like an hour, and then I was like, I spent like a day downloading this because it's so big. Fuck that. Not that it's a bad game or anything, it's just that, I don't know, the gameplay just wasn't gripping me. I hate games where the movement it's trying so hard to feel heavy and weighty and real that... like, this is the kind of movement I like. It just makes no sense for an actual human person to walk around like the way he does, but it's fun, Way to be stealthy, dude. Look at that ashtray. Look at those details. There's plenty of detail. I don't know what the fuck people were talking about. Oh, wait, can you actually get a... oh my god. Something just came out of there. Cool. That's nice. I wanted that. So I don't know what people were talking about, like, oh, it's just a dumbed-down version. Like, no, it's everything's here, from what I can tell. Maybe, yes, there are more loading times, I think, which to you guys doesn't really matter too much. And...
Marquis Valentine asks for an audience.
Thank you, Lawrence.
My lady.
My lord.
And now, an all-new episode of Lords and Ladies, brought to you in part by Acer Corporation.
What the hell? Why is your needles here? I'm gonna try not to ask that question. Oh, hey, there's a dude. I'm guessing I have to shoot him. Okay, there are NPCs in this game you're not supposed to shoot on sight, but I think for this section of the game, it's pretty safe to assume that you see a guy, he needs to die, right? That's basically the slogan of all these kind of games. You see a guy, he needs to die. Look at those arrows, fire. That's what I was talking about in my something video. I forgot what it was. So, like, the textures look a little bit smudgy normally, but then they get way crisper. I don't know. Oh, it's the restroom that's actually...
The junkies could go off without a warning. I had to be careful.
What the f... Oh, him! He's the guy making that sound. Yeah, as I was saying, some NPCs aren't, like, necessarily hostile. They just kind of exist in the world. And, you know, adding a little bit of, I don't know, immersion? Are you alone? Oh, fuck, you're not alone. They're almost, like, enemies are always in groups in this game. That's just how it works, because that's the only way they can be effective. Because, again, it's all about strength and numbers. It's about them being just more than you and being able to shoot more than you can. That's the only way they're really going to take you down, because with the auto-aiming, with the bullet time, you're on your own against a single opponent. You're actually quite... Come on. There you go. You're quite overpowered, to be honest. This game would be really, really easy if not for the fact that enemies generally know how to work together.
Oh, careful! It might kick back!
And you don't always have to use your bullet time, although it is quite helpful. Oh, fuck. More dudes. Shoot them in the face as well. Very satisfying sound effects, though. It's just great sound design goes a long way in these kind of games. Not just like when you're, you know, downing painkillers, but also the fact that, like, every time you reload, you get that nice click. You can interact with all these different objects, too. Ooh, I guess I have to watch this. It's going to be a cutscene, I think.
Tonight, the city's fight against the nightmare drug Valkyr took a turn for the worse, as DEA Special Agent Alex Balder was found brutally slain at the Roscoe Street subway station. A suspect was seen leaving the site only moments after the shots had been fired, and the NYPD is currently in pursuit of Max Payne, a repeated felon believed to be armed and extremely dangerous. And now the weather. The worst winter storm in recorded history continues to pound the city. The NYPD...
Okay, that's one way to communicate your plot. Actually, that's very smart. Seriously, this game does a great job at being immersed. I don't want to know what was happening there before he died. Painkillers, I definitely need some of that, though. Although, yeah, you see that message in the bottom where it says, like, ammo full? You're going to be seeing that a lot because this game showers you with ammo, at least on the fugitive difficulty, which, I mean, it's the only one available, so that's the one that everyone's going to play starting out. I don't know why some games do that. The lock certain difficulties. I mean, yeah, I was probably going to try and play it that way anyway, but... You know, it would have been nice to have the option to try a harder difficulty straight from the start. This game is not super short or anything. It's quite a lengthy game. You know, it's not one of those games that seems like it has a lot going on, but it's actually like a 4-hour journey. No, this is definitely not just a 4-hour game, I think. I don't know, I imagine it's longer because I've been playing it for a few hours on my other save, and yeah, actually I'm pretty sure at this point I've overwritten that save, but it doesn't matter because this is the Let's Play save, and that's the one that matters for you guys to watch me play. I think I'm going to sneeze. Am I going to sneeze? I'm probably not going to sneeze. Oh boy, now I'm forever going to be in that verge, on the verge of like kind of sneezing, but not really. Be very careful when you're about to enter a door, because it's all about those ambushes. That's the game's strategy.
Room.
An unlocked room, huh? What the fuck? What was that? Oh, enemies, of course. What is that thing, though? Like, this slowly descending. What are you talking about, Max? What is this? Was that supposed to be a trap of some kind? I mean, like, the explanation point's going... Oh, that's because of this.
Our investigation had turned up nothing to link Angelo Punchinello, the head of the Punchinello family, to Valkyr. All tracks had ended with Jack Lupino. The letter in Muerte's room was signed by the Don himself. It was the first hint that the Kingpin knew what was brewing inside his syndicate.
The trouble you got into after the Chicago screw-up. The Punchinello family bailed you out. You have been waiting for a chance to pay us back. One of our trusted boys has a monkey the size of King Kong on his back. We need your special skills for backup on a major deal.
Collecting evidence had gotten old a few hundred bullets back. I was already so far past the point of no return, I couldn't even remember what it looked like when I had passed it.
Okay, so I guess he kind of wants us to help him out, except that... What is this? Ooh, I remember this. I'm acting like I'm surprised. We got a sawn-off shotgun. You know what's so cool about this thing? Well, the fact that it's apparently not as good as the pump action, because I just hit the button that selects your best possible weapon, and that isn't it. But you know what? Screw it. I'm going to manually go ahead and select it anyway, because it's cool to use a shotgun that's, you know, that fires in a different way, I guess. Where do we got to go from here? I think that... No, this doesn't work. Of course it doesn't. So now we have to try and find our way... Again, it's a very linear game. Don't worry about getting lost. That's not going to open, because of course it wouldn't. That's not going to open. So, oh, wait, no, hold on. Very smart. Very subtle little bit of communication. All we got to do now, switch over to something that won't waste ammo, because I'm not wasting ammo on this, and just break it down. Look at that. Simple as it gets. See, that's all games need to do. They don't have to be some massive Fibonacci-esque puzzle. They can just be like, hey, look, there's a crack in the wall. You can go break it. Now, I think we have to... Yep, there's another crack, so we're just going to switch over. And we're going to break it down. Simple as it gets, and that's great. I think that's part of the game's appeal. You know, I better not just accidentally hit the fucking save state button.
What had happened here? It was not a pretty sight.
Because I've got it right next to what I've configured the arrow key, but the arrow like pad. You know what I mean, right? The arrow pad, the D-pad, the directional buttons on the PlayStation 2 controller, which is very reminiscent of the. Oh wait, hold on. Is this like some sort of secret area? I actually wasn't supposed to come here, I think. It's one of those, you've just wasted your time parts of the game. Well, oh fuck, okay. Maybe I was supposed to come here. I think it was like a trigger. And now a different section of the game is going to be opened up. I think that's how it works, right? I hope that's how it works. But what's weird is that, like, for as dirty as this game tries to present its environments, it's weirdly comforting. Like, look at these carpets. I like that. I want that shit in my house. Actually, I think my carpet is basically the exact same pattern, come to think of it. I mean, a lot of this stuff is from the early 2000s, or at least fashioned after... Well, actually, no, because this game came out in 2001, meaning that a lot of the things here are fashioned after stuff from the 80s and 90s, I imagine, because that's generally how it works, you know? Because things take a very long time to change. Aha! I died on this section because I didn't know that... Well, I just saved, so you're gonna see what happens. That happens. There you go. Let's fix that, and let's do this way you're supposed to. So what you do is you back up as far as you can, and then you shoot it. So you take as basically no damage. Yeah, what the hell indeed. I just blew up a thing, and now I'm gonna jump down and blow your heads off, because this is Max Payne, and it's fun as hell, honestly. Even with the auto aim. In fact, no, thanks to the auto aim, it's this fun, because aiming, like, I've never been a fan of the concept of actually aiming in a third-person shooter, because it's so hard to fucking see the enemies. They're so far away from you. Like in first person, you know, you get like a direct line of sight, right? And that's why a lot of, you know, newer third-person shooters will basically go, like, they'll decrease the FOV to the point where it's almost first person, you know? Oh, Jesus Christ, what am I even talking about? Why am I comparing this game to
diary on the table?
The things released decades later? That's not it. Where is it? Where's the... There it is. Let's pick that up.
The diary belonged to a hooker named Candy Dawn. The read would have made a vice cop blush.
Had talks with the mystery hag over the phone again. Sent to the latest One-Eyed Alfred tape. As long as the hag keeps paying for the tapes, the old man could come every day for all I care.
She had a nice sideline, making secret X-rated flicks of her clients and selling them to the highest bidder. They would get her killed if her V-fix for the day didn't do it first.
So even the 18 plus workers are hooked on that shit, I guess. I don't know. I always wonder how that happened. What am I talking about? How that happened? It's a fucking drug. That's how it happens. That's why it's called that, damn it. Actually, no, it's not, because you got ones that are technically not. Whatever. Whoa, it's a secret door. That caught me off guard the first time, and you know what? This is a secret camera. I wonder why they placed it like that. You know, if I had played this game as a kid, which I'm honestly surprised I never did, but if I had, I probably would have been... I would have had no idea why that was there, genuinely. You know, I would have been like, huh, why would you put a camera pointing at the bed? What could you possibly be doing there? How innocence dissipates over time. Anyway... Can I pull a fear and shoot the fire extinguisher? You know, I just want to find out. Let's switch to a weaker weapon so I'm not wasting my good ammo. And see, can I shoot the fire extinguisher? Let's do it. Man, I mean, like, you can, but it doesn't... Nothing really happens. Okay, because I swear to God, in fear, you could shoot the fire extinguishers and they would just explode, right? Or maybe that's something else. There's canisters in this game you can shoot and make them explode, though.
The old service elevator rumbled down to the bowels of Jack Lupino's hotel.
Did we really need voice acting just for that single line right there? Was it supposed to be longer, but then they cut it? I mean, that's possible.
It was freaking crazy. The cops were doing a full-scale siege next door. More traffic than rush hour. I mean, bleeding bastards running back and forth. Gun them down!
Maybe I shouldn't have walked up to them so quickly because I love it when characters just have all of this dialogue which you can hear if you're just sneaky. I think Return to Castle Wolfenstein does that too. It's really good at it. It's just you got all of these character lines which you might never hear if you're too fast, you know? If you stay in the shadows for a little longer, you can actually, you know, actually get to listen to them. That liquor looks very interesting. Let's go ahead and heal real quick before we hit the cutscene again, I'm assuming.
A winter storm warning is in effect in the whole tri-state area, as both freezing rain and heavy snowfall continue. Many roadways are already closed, and people are advised to stay indoors. The severe blizzard has ravaged New York for 3 days now, with no end in sight.
We'd been snowed from the start in the Valkyr case. The forecast said there was plenty more where that had come from. But the snowbound city was on my side. Less chance of innocent bystanders getting caught in the crossfire.
That's actually a very good point. Think of all the innocent Polygon people who get killed in these kind of games because we accidentally stole an Infernus and then ran them all over. I mean, that's such a shame. You know, we got Painkillers, good. Let's see what else we can get from here. Now, every time I see we got Painkillers, I keep thinking like, oh, Painkiller. I love that game. And yes, Painkiller is amazing, so I don't know why I feel the need to bring that up. I wonder if these ones are even destructible or if they're just there for decoration. Because look at that. You can't fucking destroy those ones. I'm just wasting ammo at this point. Let me switch over to, I apologize if I sound a little bit distant every time I have to do that because I have to keep looking over my microphone. Because it's like, oh, there you go. Because those keys are in the exact spot where, and this would not be happening if you were using a controller. Counter argument, I don't like using controllers. Even for games that are designed for console. Even if it's a PC game that was later made for console. But point is, I don't like controllers, just inherently. So you're going to have to live with that. Or I guess I'm going to have to live with that. I don't know. It's like, no matter how many times I try, it's just, I always feel this disconnect. It's not even like a matter of input lag or anything. No. Like, it can be totally one-to-one. It's just that, just the inherent qualities of the fact that I'm holding something in my hands like that as opposed to it being on a flat table.
Yo!
What? What do you want? I'm going to shoot you in the face now when I switch over to my weapon, hit the save button, and then admire the brickwork because I love brick textures like this in games. I don't know why. It's probably like my favorite thing to look at. So you're just going to have to... Ooh, the furnace section.
Exhibit number 1, a newspaper. A dead man tied to a chair lay on the boiler room floor.
Captain Baseball Bat Boy has an unbeatable track record in superhero death matches. But a 6-pack of root beer gets me every time.
The murder weapon was a baseball bat, now lying in a pool of drying blood next to a newspaper folded open on a Captain Baseball Bat Boy comic strip.
I love when game developers take the time to make up like these fake little bits of in-universe media like that. That's great. It's no wonder that Rockstar went on to like take over the series basically for the third game because come on, can you really not? Yeah, you can actually. Nice. We got some more ammo. Because that is such a Rockstar Games thing to do, you know? I mean, at first this wasn't Rockstar, it was Remedy, so, you know.
Why are they always set in LA or Mexico? They can't even get a tan. If I was a bloodsucker, I'd move to the North Pole. Winter's one long night. Yeah, and what would you eat? Suck blood from penguins? Nah, Eskimos, man, Eskimos.
Okay, that is pretty funny too, not gonna lie. I'm glad I took the time to listen to that. This game rewards your patience in more ways than one, not just in terms of observing the scenery before you get your ass handed to you, but also the fact that you get to listen to the characters speak, which is very funny. I swear to God, I'm already being a bunch of painkillers here. Yes, painkillers, nice, all those sounds. Let's look around the kitchen, which somehow still looks cleaner than most kitchens in the real world, because of course. Anything else for me to pick up? No, there's a fire extinguisher. What's this say? Messaging, and no, there's pretty much nothing else. I think we're just continuing at this point. We're going to open this door and cutscene or loading screen? Loading screen. All right, fast forward that.
Chill with the guns. Trust me, you don't want to piss Muerte off. Gentlemen, let's do business. Green for green. Cheers at green-eyed angels. Amen.
Okay, we just listened to that conversation. Now I wonder if there was any significance to that. Can you... No, okay, there's nothing to do with that. There's nothing here. If I remember correctly, you had to... Oh, or you can just open the door directly, and now they're just going to come after me. I remember there being a different door that you had to go in through a different path in order to be able to access it, but it's like one way. It doesn't open the other way for some reason. Did you know this game actually by default has this really ugly motion? Well, I assume it's ugly. I've never used it, but it's PlayStation 2 motion blur. It probably is ugly, but like by default it's enabled. I've disabled it in the options to spare your eyes of the horror because I can only imagine. And I love motion blur usually, but not when it's this kind, you know? That's a really cool looking painting actually. Look at that. I love to meet the guys who make like the background textures. It's just... How are you instructed? Just, okay, we need something that just kind of vaguely looks like the thing you're supposed to show, but just don't make it too high resolution, though, because we got to make sure we can fit on the disc. And that goes for the PC version, too. You know, like, PC games, believe it or not, PC games used to come on discs, you know? Well, floppy disks first and then discs. So they still had limitations to how big they could be. It's not like today, where you just fucking, 1,000 gigabyte game and patches and shit. Restaurant. Why? Why would I pay attention to that? I don't know. For some reason, like, beer, like, glasses of beer like that always look really good. I fucking hate beer. I don't drink at all. But looking at that looks really tasty. Like it's yogurt or something. God damn it. Why would you... I mean, I know that's the whole point. That's why they make them look that way, you know? In fact, I'm pretty sure that the fact that beer is like yellow or like that particular shade of color is just a happy coincidence. Because if it weren't, we probably would have dyed it, by now. Just because, artificial coloring and such. Ooh, cutscene?
Two mad dog killers, ready to murder each other. They step into the next room, and I'm thinking, now they're gonna do it. But no. They sit down in front of a TV and solve their differences with a kung fu fighting video game. I tell you, Candy, I was so depressed, I strangled them both with the video game cables.
Oh, Rico, you're so bad.
I am, ain't I?
Rico Muerte, big-time hustler.
Who the hell?
It's that cop.
Muerte went for his gun.
Okay, it's one of those moments where you have to turn your speakers down. I was kidding. Fortunately, it doesn't happen. It doesn't go in that direction. We're just going to go back into something totally normal, which is shooting people in the face with guns, because that's fun. But really, though, ow, fuck! How did you survive that? And now I'm almost dead because I wasn't paying attention. See, that's how this game gets you. When you don't pay attention. It's all about paying attention. It's a very different kind of shooter. You can be the fastest motherfucker in the world, but you have to be aware of what's happening around you. You can't just rely on a trigger finger. You know what I mean? Ow, okay, that wasn't very fair. That was a little cheap, not gonna lie. How are you still alive? How are you still alive? How many fucking... Wait. Oh... Look, that's kind of funny. How many shots does that dude take? Jesus Christ, like I'm almost dead. Okay, we've been recording for almost 25 minutes now. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm getting ready to end the episode, but why do I have the feeling that the actual chapter of the game might end soon, or maybe they're longer? I don't know. Again, I can't exactly tell you. I really don't want to like end on an inappropriate section or something like. And by that I mean like a section that doesn't make sense to end the series, like end an episode on. But at the same time, I'm kind of getting ready to close. I mean, let's play for a little bit longer and then we can close it off, alright? That triggers an alarm. This is a room.
The antique switchboard was still in use. There was an old telephone switchboard in the back room of the reception area, the kind that made phone tapping child's play. It wasn't hard to picture a fat pimp sweating with headphones on, listening to his hookers talk dirty and fake orgasms over a web of party lines, the blood veins of New York. Right now, there was a different set of moans and groans going on.
Boss, Cornelia, this is Max Payne. Game starting capitalist. He killed him.
Are you freaking kidding me? He's just one lousy cop. You better be freaking kidding me. Whack him. What's the freaking problem? Hello? Answer me. Hello?
The word was out. A deadly virus released into the city's corrupt circulatory system. Something wicked this way comes. Max Payne at large.
Well, that sure was something. Is there anything in here? Yes, there is, except I don't need it because I told you, you're going to see that message a lot with the whole full ammo thing because you get a lot of ammo, at least on this difficulty. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to keep playing for a bit and then I'll call it a day. I think we're going to get to like the next major like shift in the game, if that makes sense. There's not going to be anything over here. First floor. Club. I guess we can just walk right in. Yes, of course we can. I remember the section. There's enemies. Right over... Yeah, right over there. But let's see if there's anything over here. Nope. Okay, let's get ready for those enemies real quick. Go. You always have to get the drop on them, right? Don't let yourself get caught off guard. That's how this game works. That's how you can succeed. Take advantage of that auto aim because it is very handy. And admire the... Oh, don't let yourself get distracted though. Hold on. What's going on? Oh, that's just a door like swinging open. Okay, good. I thought for a second that there was someone trying to walk in. Were there any painkillers around here? No, I don't think so. God, I really wish I can get some right now. See, it's very nice. Interesting how the game characterizes Max Payne's own addiction to painkillers because much like him, you will become addicted to painkillers in the game because they heal you and you want them. And shit, I just realized this section's a real bitch because it's like I gotta switch my weapons really quickly because they instantly attack you right as you spawn into the room. Right as you drop into the room after using a different kind of weapon. So it's like you pretty much have to anticipate that happening. Yeah, that was way cooler 20-something years ago. Okay, it actually is still pretty neat. Although it is a little bit of a pace breaker, I gotta admit. Please tell me there's some painkillers. No, I don't need dual Berettas. I need painkillers, damn it. I need to stay alive somehow. I need to kill that pain like it's a game from 2004. I still find it weird, like Painkiller is technically newer than this, even though in a way that game feels more old, but that's not a bad thing necessarily. So I think now what we do is we hit the exit button and we run off because we have that key, don't we? So now I can go over here. Was it? No, I'm going the wrong way. I think you had to... Oh man, I don't remember now. Is this it? Well, no. Is this it? It says exit. I have to hit the button. Okay, while the exit alarm is still ringing, I gotta run through it. I think that's what we're gonna do. And you know what? I think this is a fitting time to end the episode. I think so. I mean, we're gonna see. All right. Yeah, we're gonna get a little bit of a cutscene, and then we'll see what's gonna happen.
Turn around, walk away, blow town. That would have been the smart thing to do. Guess I wasn't that smart. Lupino's tenement buildings were a seedy hangout for all kinds of sleaze. A liquor store, a pawn shop, a laundromat full of mobster bookies and loan sharks. The list went on. The how and why of it was a mystery to me, but they knew I was a cop. They knew I was coming, and they were going to get real trigger happy about it. I got to see Lupino's hangout all lit up. A bomb went off, turning snow into liquid gold. A pillar of fire lifted the remains of a car straight up into the air. The flames were highlighted on the hood of a black Mercedes-Benz as it coasted down the street real slow, as if the driver didn't have a worry in the world. I got a good look at the man riding shotgun. It was Vladimir, the head of the local Russian mob, the fly in Don Punchinello's soup. The ringing in my ears was the sound of a mob war being waged. Another bomb exploded inside the closest slum building. It was a lucky break. The goons inside were spooked, but luck always came with a price tag. More bombs could still be ticking inside, and the cops would already be on their way. Jack Lupino's suite was on the top floor. At least it used to be, before the explosive makeover.
Of course, the Russians would have vodka as their license plate. But yeah, as I predicted, this is a pretty good time to end the episode. I'll see you guys at the start of Chapter 5 of Max Payne for the PS2. In Part 3 of BK Play. I'll see you guys next time.